Hey everybody, this is just for my Facebook friends and family. I was getting ready to film my first video for YouTube and found out during the process that my phone will not let me switch camera directions, because I was trying to do the first part of the video with the camera facing me, and then I was going to do the second half of the video, of course, focused on the car. But in video mode, my Galaxy S8 Plus will not let me switch camera directions. So I figured I would film this video for you guys, since I've been telling you all that I was going to record a video, and I'm just going to have to go and buy me a GoPro to start my normal videos with for my YouTube page when I get paid. So with that being said, here's a video just for you guys. I am going to show you guys the car, explain the project to you, and yeah. Alright, so as you guys already know, I've told you on Facebook several times, the project is starting with a 1980 Chevrolet El Camino that was originally my brother's. I recently bought it off of him. It was his first car and his daily driver. He bought it when he was 17 years old. When he bought it, it basically, on the outside, looks the way it did when he bought it, except for back then it was clean. I mean, it's been sitting now for many years, but same wheels are on it still that were on it the day he bought it. Same paint job, same motor. Only difference is with the motor. The motor, when he got the car in, I believe it was 97, he got all the receipts and stuff for it, and it came with a brand new GM 350 crate motor with just an Edelbrock intake on it and an Edelbrock carb. Nothing special. We had some fun with it back in the early 2000s, took it to the track, played around. I think the fastest he got it to run was like a 14.2 or 14.3 in the quarter. But then in 2003, he decided to park it because he wanted to build it. But shortly after he parked it, he joined the Army and went overseas for 2.5 years. And in that process of time, he was using his military money to buy parts for the car and ship them back here. And they would get here and my dad would install them. So, therefore, in that amount of time, between 2003 and 2009, it got a 12-gallon fuel cell that, again, let me stress this to everybody so I don't have to say this with every part. None of this stuff that is on this car as of right now has been driven on, had fluids put in it. It is still as new as the day it was put on. Just dirty from sitting. So, this fuel cell, brand new, never had a drop of fuel in it. AN fittings, steel braided fuel line, whole 9 yards. Now, the old man's got to get down. All right, let me show you underneath here. Show you what we got going. Under here, the stock gas tank has been removed. The rear end under this car is fully built. It has 28 spline axles. It's got a brand new Eaton posi unit in it. It has a brand new Richmond 373 gear set in it. Has stainless steel brake company disc brake conversion kit on the back. Again, never driven on. That's why the rotors are rusty. They're rusty from sitting. Car has Hotchkiss racing suspension, brand new, all the way around. Fully adjustable uppers, as you can see. Okay. We got brand new Holley electric fuel pump. Never had a drop of fuel ran through it. Brand new Holley fuel filter. Never had a drop of fuel ran through it. As you can see, there is no exhaust on the car right now. It was all removed. Okay, going back up top. Now, in 2009, I moved back out here from Kansas. Or, excuse me, not from Kansas, from California. My bad. And when I got back out here, I'm more of the motor guy in the family. I can do all of it, but I'm the guy that knows the motor stuff. So I put a 465 lift cam and lifter kit in it from Summit. I put a Pete Jackson gear drive in it, also from Summit. Brand new billet aluminum Mallory HEI distributor in it. Headers. All to get a little bit more power out of the stock motor. But needless to say, even with all those new parts in it, the motor's never been fired. So, it has brand new stuff in the motor, never seen a rotation, except for turning it over by hand. Okay. After I did the motor work, the car hit a stall. And until now, it's been sitting. Because, as you know, with some of us as we get older, sometimes our tastes change. And it's not that my brother doesn't love the car, because it does have a lot of sentimental value in the family. It's just his taste has changed. He's not so much into the El Camino anymore. He wants to go a different route. And with the history in the family that the car has, I made the decision to keep it in the family, finish the car, build it my way, get it back on the road, have some fun with it, do some racing with it, keep it in the family, pass it on, probably to one of my kids. So here, let's finish the overview here. I showed you the underside of the back end. Now, inside of the car is taken apart right now. But let me show you what we're going to be doing in here. Okay, this is a homemade aluminum dash that my dad and my brother built. That, needless to say, is coming out. I am putting a fiberglass mold of the original dash in here. The gauges will stay. They'll just get mounted in the new dash. The wiring has to get finished up. That was also something my brother did. He bought a painless wiring kit and rewired the whole entire car. Also, while my dad was still working on the car, he put new door hinges on it. It's got new polyurethane body bushings all the way around. The door panels were brand new, but from sitting, they've sun bleached. So needless to say, more than likely I will replace the bottoms. We have brand new lowers. They've been wrapped up in or brand new upper door panels. Those are in the garage wrapped up. So they haven't been exposed to the elements. The car does have a roll bar in it. However, I am going to be pulling it out and switching it from the 4-point to, I'm switching it to a 6-point cage. Wait, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 8-point. My bad. I had to count it in my head. Yeah, it's going to get an 8-point cage. We have a detachable steering wheel. I already have racing buckets for it. Sparcos that my brother bought. The shifter is going to be changed. Because, yeah, this car will be driven on the street sometimes, but it's primarily a race car. Headliner and stuff in it is perfect. Carpet's in really great shape. You can't really tell because it's dirty, but it's in good shape. Okay, so you've seen the inside of the car. You've seen the underside of the back end. Now, and I've explained to you what I'm going to do to the inside of the car. Now, let me explain to you in detail what we're going to do for the drivetrain. Now, this is a big deal, folks. And for those of you of my friends that know car and motor stuff, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, this motor is going to be yanked out probably within the next 2 weeks. It is going to be completely tore down to the bare block. It is going to the machine shop, getting bored and honed 30 over and cleaned up, stuff like that machine shops normally do. Then when it comes back to me, it is getting put back together. It is going to have H-beam rods in it, high strength. It is going to have forged, dished, low compression pistons in it. I am going to port and polish the factory heads. Everything will be port matched down to the frickin' new headers that are going on it. The key for this build of this motor is going to be about airflow. So you're going to see in future videos when I'm porting and polishing the heads, they're also going to get bigger valves. The motor is getting a really big cam and a lifter setup. We're keeping the Pete Jackson gear drive that it already has. It will have an Edelbrock Victor Jr. high-rise intake manifold on it with a blow-through carburetor setup, a tunable ignition system. It is going to have twin, and let me say that again, twin, one here and one here, turbos. This is becoming a turbo car. But instead of fuel injection, I'm doing a blow-through carburetor setup. Eventually down the road, I will be switching it to throttle body injection. But right now, it will be a blow-through carburetor setup. I'm expecting very large, well, I shouldn't say very large because then that's going to make you guys think that I'm like fucking crazy. I'm expecting decently large horsepower and torque gains out of this motor. The transmission is also going to be fully built with a reverse valve body, a trans brake, stronger clutches, friction discs, gear clusters, the whole 9 yards. Transmission's getting fully built. It is a turbo 350, so it will be a 3-speed. I am not running a power glide because this will be a street-driven car. If it was strictly a all-the-time race car, then yeah, I would go that route, but it's not. If it was an all-the-time race car, I would run a 2-speed power glide. But again, it's not. This car will be driven on the street, so I'm running a 3-speed. I will be deleting the header box, the header box. Damn, I can't talk. The heater box for more room. Now, I also have a proportioning valve because in the process of converting the rear end from drum brake to disc brake, they also put bigger stainless steel brake works, calipers and rotors on the front. So I got a proportioning valve for all of that. Brakes have never even been bled in it. And steering column wise, I'm kind of on the fence. I'm going to be asking people's opinions down the road to leave their opinions in message boxes on certain things. Like, should I run the exhaust coming out of the headers, or not the headers, the exhaust that's coming out of the turbo, should I just go straight out of the turbo and dump it out of the top of the fenders? Or should I just go ahead and run exhaust all the way down underneath the car and put mufflers on it? Stuff like that. I'm going to ask people's opinions on stuff. The key to my YouTube page, as all of you will see, is everything I do to this car is going to be explained in such great detail, because that is one thing that has always bugged me about YouTube. You get like just highlights. Same thing with car shows on TV. You get the highlights. Not with me. With me, you will see the full build in detail. When I port and polish the heads, the camera is going to be set up to where it's getting close-up shots, and you guys are going to see me in detail port and polish my heads. This whole build is going to be fully documented. After the motor is done, the car's running, and it's back on the road. Next step is body. Now, the body on this car, straight as an arrow. But from setting in the sun, as you can see, you got some paint chipping, some surface rust, which is all we get in Arizona, thank God. We don't have to deal with that KC rust. The plastic moldings down here for the fillers on the bumpers are all dry rotted and gone. Again, just basic, some paint chips, nothing big. Only dent on the whole entire car, I shit you not, is right here where the passenger fender meets the passenger door. It's so small, so tiny, I could work it out by hand myself. It's where, when it was parked in my mom and dad's garage, my mom's bumper of her car caught it when she was backing out one day. And yeah, that's it. The car is super clean. The next thing I'm going to do, which I'm not going to cover in a video because that will be boring. I'm going to put it up on jack stands and power wash the living crap out of it before I start taking it apart. Mainly because in Arizona, we have an abundance of Black Widows. This car has been sitting in the same spot since 2009. And if you think that I am about to climb up underneath there and start taking stuff apart without power washing it and making sure I am not going to be staring eye to eye with a Black Widow spider when I'm underneath the car taking a draft shaft out, that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this video, special video, I should say, for my Facebook friends and family. The next video you guys will see will be my official first YouTube video. So, anyway, you guys have a nice day. I'll catch y'all on the flip. And if you're in Arizona, try to stay cool, because we've officially started hitting our heat temperatures, and it's not even 11 o'clock in the morning yet, and it's already 90 degrees. So, see y'all in the next video.